All right, what's going on, everybody? In today's video breakdown, I want to really thoroughly explain to you all the play that I called out to you guys on Brett, how I was able to accurately call out this bottom, all the supporting fundamentals that led me to making the decision that I made to not only tell you guys about Brett, but to actually invest my own capital into it. First meme coin that I ever and have ever purchased in my investing career in crypto, and I've been involved in these markets since 2017. So it's really great to see the things that I've accumulated and learned in the forex markets actually play out and come into fruition in crypto as well, because it shows you that through building a solid foundation and solid strategy and having confluences and reasons as to why you're trading and or involving yourself in this space really not only backs confidence in your positions if you're a buyer or you're a seller, but it also it creates a level of accuracy that is not common in this space. Okay, you see individuals on the X space and on YouTube making price predictions, but you never see them actually put their money where their mouth is. So my Brett position is up almost over 10 G's. I'm expecting that over the next 8 to 12 months, it's going to significantly increase much more than that based off of my analysis. But let me show you all intraday why I was telling you guys back on May 14th that I was buying Brett. I'm not going to beat a dead horse. Those screenshots we'll get to in just a second. Actually, no, as a matter of fact, here it is right here. Right at the top. You can see that Tuesday, May 14th. Here's the actual message. I said buy more Brett, high risk meme, 8 to 12 month hold. So we're going to start with fundamentals, and I'm going to show you the layering approach that I made to really build my foundation as to why I was believing in this meme and why I was confident putting some capital in when it was less than $500 million in total market cap, which it now just surpassed a billion. Okay. So first, you guys know that I'm a fundamental and technical analyst in the forex space. And obviously, of course, I've rolled that into trading crypto. And so this is our pre-planned analysis that we delivered with the CPI data in focus the week of the 14th when I made this call out for you guys. The same week, just let's look at the charts technically real fast, that this data was set to come out, which created a risk-on market environment. We'll get into that in just 1 second, and I'll show you guys how we projected that here at CYPRX. I noticed that from this previous bullish expansion move, price was in a roughly around 80 to 90% discount from its previous move at the beginning of 2024. So when price was down here in this area, the risk to reward was extremely, juicy. Like the downside potential compared to the upside potential, dollar cost averaging or buying in this area, considering that the market previously expanded from this area of demand before, was obviously, of course, less risk to the downside, more opportunity to the upside, right? So again, as a trader, as an investor, that's our goal, is to mitigate our risk, to lower our risk in the form of loss that we could occur and maximize our reward. So that's one thing via technical analysis, just taking a quick fib from these previous lows in 2024 to the high that was previously created in April. We can see that the risk-off market mood, which was due to higher inflation readings in April here, we had geopolitical escalations and tensions here in this area create that sell pressure on the rest of the total cryptocurrency market cap. Here in this area, coming into roughly around mid-May, in the 14th, we had that CPI data, all right? And I mentioned to you guys in the Discord, you guys can see the message here, looking at timestamps, okay? Because remember, influencers on the internet won't freaking show you this. That's the problem. That's the problem, and that's what I'm trying to solve with CYPRX, is showing you guys that this is physically possible, giving you this information before it actually happens. So many people think, oh, it's impossible for you to predict the markets. It's not predicting. It's accurately gauging market direction based off of understanding order flow, risk on, risk off. What will create these factors? Showing you guys these layering effects real time. Okay, so here you can see Tuesday, May 14th, we put out the fundamental report CPI in focus. And I specifically said to you guys, in order for a scenario where risk assets flourish, we need to see weakness in the dollar. We need to see a CPI reading of 3.4% or lower, coupled with downbeat Empire State manufacturing figures and lower retail sale figures falling below market forecast in previous readings. This combination would suggest an economic slowdown and reinforce the rate cut bets. Right. So I put this fundamental report out. We saw pre-planning what needed to happen and what needed to unfold in order to see order flow come back into risk assets. Okay. The day after the news came out. Okay. Check this out. I wrote you guys a fundamental report so we can see here news came out. I gave you guys an interpretation of the news, and here we confirmed. Today's New York session, and again, remember, look at the date. This is the day after Wednesday, May 15th. Timestamps are important. By the way, this is the day after I put out the call out on Brett. So keep that in mind. The call out happened on the 14th. Today's New York session witnessed a surge in market optimism, largely fueled by disappointing U.S. economic indicators, including a lower manufacturing index, retail sales figures, and a slight dip in the U.S. CPI. This downturn in data spurred speculation of potential rate cuts, consequently pressuring the dollar and boosting assets such as cryptocurrencies. Right? So this was the day after, and then we go look at fundamentals, and they confirm that easing U.S. inflation stokes interest in rate cut debates. The pace of price of increase in the U.S. showed signs of slowing last month, which we know tends to create a more speculative, optimistic mood in risk assets. So this happened at the same time Brett was in a discount from its previous demand range. Keep that in mind. I'm just showing you guys all the layering things, why I was so confident in this trade. At the same exact time, keep in mind, what have we been heavily involved in here at CYPRX? Decentralized exchanges, DeFi, providing liquidity, and growing portfolios in that niche. Well, check this out. 14th, 15th, and 16th were all controversial days on the base chain. So Aerodrome, you can see here, looking at the date, May 16th, again, when Brett was at a bottom, consolidating in this area, announced on-chain summer, okay? And if you actually look into, remember I mentioned to you guys that Brett is the #1 meme on the base network, on base chain. So at the same time, we were seeing risk on market sentiment, optimism in crypto because they're risk assets, market at a discount on Brett, okay? Keeping in mind, I'm starting to layer these confluences for you guys. We were seeing the #1 DEX on base chain tweet things out about on-chain summer. And we know if you go over to the base Twitter and you scroll all the way down to May 14th on their profile, what were they promoting? They're promoting this on-chain summer, this build-a-thon, right? Promoting more adoption for the base chain. And I told you guys in the video breakdown, I mentioned this to you all when I made this call out, that if retail investors are going to onboard into this space, which we know the vast majority of price activity in this space right now has been retail activity. And we've got those confirmations from $100 billion asset managers like CEOs of Wisdom Tree.
Digital currencies on the blockchain, it's a consortium of 20 of the largest global banks. What all you can say about the US launch is it's an extremely important milestone on this journey of normalizing the asset class, as well as bringing things onto the blockchain in general. And so I think it's very, very constructive. Still, almost all of the money is retail, which is interesting. Even with BlackRock's great success, almost all that money is retail. There's just inherent demand. Usually, in investing, retail gets the last look. Here, they've gotten the lion's share of the benefit.
I showed you guys that on Twitter the other day. They confirmed that the most amount of trading activity is due to retail investors, okay? When they come into this market, what are they going to want? They're going to want a meme coin, right? They're going to want access to a meme coin. And so with that being said, noticing that on base at the same exact time, I think I lost the post, but if you scroll down, it'll take me a second. If you scroll down to May 16th, May 17th, so on and so forth, around the time that base was at a bottom is the exact time that base started promoting the same thing that Aerodrome was promoting, right? The base on-chain summer. You guys can go and read about it, right? Builders rewards, bringing creativity on chain, right? It's all just, advertisement to come and operate and build on the base chain. So I put that fundamental layering effect on as well. I'm like, okay, they're looking to build. What is Base attempting to do? You can see right here, Base is a secure, low-cost, builder-friendly Ethereum layer 2 built to do what? Bring the next billion users on chain. And if that's their goal, keeping in mind when investors, retail investors come into this market, what are they going to want? A meme coin. Well, if the #1 meme coin on base is Brett, what are they going to want? Okay. So at the same time, piecing all that together, we also saw a lot of activity on the #1 DEX on base, which is Aerodrome, which again, in the private community, in the DeFi Wealth 28 Club, we're heavily, embedded in. You can see just scrolling down over the month of May, they saw massive growth. They flipped Uniswap V3, millions of dollars on chain, you can see right here, Aerodrome surpassed $1 billion in volume in such epic, amassing $1.3 billion, with Slipstream contributing to 87% of the total, growth. So the chain and the DEX itself, the number one DEX on base the entire month of May, also grew. So there was just so much trading activity. Here you can see Aerodrome is now the number one DEX on base. So there was just so much activity on base, keeping in mind what their goal is to onboard the next billion users. At the same time, looking at the DeFi price action, okay, you can see here, zooming in a little bit, right here when the market dipped, this was the day of CPI. You can see May 14th, 2024, TVL locked is 1.46 billion US dollars. Again, I saw this as the market was in a discount from where price action was at the beginning of May and the end of April. Keeping in mind that what created this downturn in TVL locked on the base chain was what? If we go back and look at the charts, just like on Brett, what did we have? Higher inflation, beginning of April, rolling into middle of April. Geopolitical escalations and tensions weighing on the cryptocurrency market. So at the same time, I was seeing a discount on the charts on Brett. I was seeing a discount on the TVL locked on base in a discounted area from a previous area of interest that expanded after the recovery started from the downturn that we experienced in April, pairing that with the fact that we got lower CPI figures mid-May, creating a risk-on market environment. I simply said to myself, okay, risk-on market environment caused by lower inflation readings, check. Fundamentals, onboarding people onto the base ecosystem, check. Lots of trading activity, lots of growth. We can see their goal, and we know more people on chain. What are they going to want? Access to a meme coin. Number one meme coin on the chain, Brett. At the same exact time, the TVL locked on base. All this was happening because remember, we started all this back on the 14th. The TVL locked on the base network or the base chain was at a discount from where it was at the end of April, beginning of May. Piecing all those things together gave me the confidence to call this out for you guys. And for the first time, having invested in a meme coin, this play has gone extremely well. And so moving forward, if I see further opportunities in the meme coin niche and I can put fundamentals together like this, I will be trading meme coins because if, in my personal opinion, you can back your trading decisions with fundamental reasons, not only with confidence in your technical analysis, but also with your fundamental analysis, then it gives you ever so much more room to grow in whatever trading direction you're looking for that to move. Okay. I don't know how more crystal clear to make this to individuals that this is possible. This is a step-by-step process. This is a layering effect, but if you build a sound strategy, you lay the foundation, you take the time to understand the fundamentals and the market impact that these things are going to have on the price of these digital assets, you become unstoppable. And so, publicly making this trade for you guys, it's not the biggest trade in the world. Who cares? Whoop-de-doo, $1,000 position in profit. It's not that much money, but just it's a live example of why I was confident in telling you guys that I was buying Brett in the time frame that I did. All right. So I hope that you all enjoyed this video breakdown, and I hope that enlightened you all on my process and my approach towards this to show you guys that I wasn't just I'm not one of those individuals that's just like, oh, you should buy this coin. No. There's an actual process to everything that I do in the markets. I play chess. I don't play checkers.